Hello, dear students. In today's topic, we are dealing with Raoult's law and deviation from Raoult's law. So, in the previous topic, we have done that vapor pressure of any solution. We said that PA is equal to P0A into XA. PA is equal to P0A into XA. What is PA? It is vapor pressure of a solution which is prepared by adding non-volatile solute in volatile solvent. What is P0A? It is vapor pressure of pure solvent. PA is vapor pressure of solution. P0A is vapor pressure of pure solvent, and XA is mole fraction of solvent. So we have done that vapor pressure of solution is equal to the product of vapor pressure of pure solvent and its mole fraction. That is, PA is equal to P0A into XA. PA is equal to P0A into XA. Now, we are proceeding with Raoult's law. Raoult's law. So according to this law, it is said if there are two solution A and B, if there are two solution A and B whose vapor pressure are respectively PA and PB, two solution A and B whose vapor pressure is PA and PB are mixed together to form a mixture. Now, what is vapor pressure of A? The vapor pressure of A is PA is equal to P0A into XA. What is PA? It is vapor pressure of the solution A. What is P0A? It is vapor pressure of pure solvent in A. And what is XA? It is mole fraction of solvent in A. It is mole fraction of solvent in A. Mole fraction of solvent in solution A. Now, for solution B, the vapor pressure is PB. PB is equal to P0B into XB. What is PB? It is vapor pressure of solution B. What is P0B? It is vapor pressure of solvent in B. And what is XB? Very important to note, XB is mole fraction of solvent again in B. XA is mole fraction of solvent in A. XB is mole fraction of solvent in B. Now, if these two components are mixed together to form a mixture, if component A and B are mixed to form a mixture, then according to Raoult's, the vapor pressure of the mixture would be sum of the two vapor pressure. That is, vapor pressure of the mixture would be sum of PA and PB. Vapor pressure of the mixture will be sum of the two vapor pressure, that is PA plus PB. What is value of PA? So I said it is P0A into XA. What is value of PB? It is P0B into XB. So which means that vapor pressure of mixture is equal to P0A into XA plus P0B into XB, where XA is mole fraction of solvent in A and XB is mole fraction of solvent in B. Now, if this Raoult's law is graphically represented, suppose if we represent Raoult's law using the graphical representation. So, in the previous topic also we have done that if we plot a graph of vapor pressure versus mole fraction, so this would be the graph for component A. Given mole fraction of solvent is 0, vapor pressure is 0. When it is 1, that is maximum, vapor pressure is maximum. So this is the vapor pressure graph for component A. As mole fraction is increasing, vapor pressure is increasing. As mole fraction of solvent is increasing, vapor pressure is increasing. When it is 0, vapor pressure is 0. When it becomes maximum, vapor pressure becomes maximum. This is for B. Again, it is mole fraction versus the vapor pressure. Now, mole fraction of solvent in B is XB, whose minimum value is 0, maximum value is 1. So when it is 0, vapor pressure is 0. When it becomes maximum, vapor pressure becomes maximum. So this is the vapor pressure graph, vapor pressure versus mole fraction for component A. This is vapor pressure versus mole fraction for component B. component A, component B. Now if we mix together, if these two components are mixed together, A and B are mixed, then it will result in formation of mixture. And how would the vapor pressure graph of mixture would look like? That is, what would be the graphical representation in terms of mixture? In terms of mixture. So this is vapor pressure graph for A, this is vapor pressure graph for B. Now suppose if I superimpose B on A, if I superimpose this graph B on A, then it will look like something this. So this line represent the vapor pressure. Again, it is graph representing vapor pressure versus mole fraction. It is a graph representing vapor pressure versus mole fraction. This was for A, this was for B. Now this is for the mixture. The A component graph is this. This is the graph for component A, the component A, and this is the graph for component B, component B. But Raoult says that if two are mixed together, then vapor pressure of the mixture would be sum of the two vapor pressure. This blue line represent it. This blue line, the bold line, is representing the vapor pressure of the mixture. So Raoult says that vapor pressure of the mixture is sum of the vapor pressure of two component. Suppose if I discuss at this point, so at this point the vapor pressure of A is this much. Suppose it is represented over here. This is the vapor pressure graph for A at this point, PA. At the same point, the vapor pressure graph for B is this much. The vapor pressure graph for B is this much, represented over here. So this is vapor pressure graph for A, vapor pressure for A. This is vapor pressure for B, that is PB, and total pressure would be the sum from here to here. This represent from this point to this point is vapor pressure of the mixture. So vapor pressure of A, that is PA, plus vapor pressure of B, that is PB, is vapor pressure of mixture, which is represented by P mixture. So this is what Raoult has to say, that vapor pressure of the mixture, the vapor pressure of the mixture is always sum of the vapor pressure, sum of the vapor pressure. Now let's discuss, very important, the deviation from the Raoult's law. The deviation from the Raoult's law. Now according to Raoult's, the vapor pressure of the mixture should be sum of the two vapor pressure. The vapor pressure of the mixture should be sum of the two vapor pressure. But the practical observation is that in most of the cases the resulting vapor pressure comes to be different than what it should be. That is, the mixture exhibit the deviation. So we are discussing deviation from Raoult's law. Raoult says that vapor pressure of the mixture should be sum of the two vapor pressure, but in most of the cases the resulting vapor pressure is either more than the sum or less than the sum. That is, most of the mixture exhibit deviation. Now this deviation are of two types. It is termed as positive deviation and negative deviation. The deviation are of two types, positive deviation and negative deviation. Now what is meant by positive deviation? What is meant by positive deviation? So we say कि if resulting vapor pressure is greater than the sum, if the resulting vapor pressure of the mixture is greater than the sum of the two vapor pressures, then it is termed as positive deviation. Next, negative deviation. We say that if resulting vapor pressure of the mixture is less than the sum of the two vapor pressure, then it is termed as negative deviation. Positive deviation, negative deviation, positive deviation and negative deviation. Now, if we come back to the graphical representation again, so this is the graph of vapor pressure versus the mole fraction. vapor pressure versus the mole fraction. XA represent the mole fraction of solvent A, XB represent the mole fraction of solvent B. This is the vapor pressure graph for A. This is the vapor pressure graph for A. This is the vapor pressure graph for B. Vapor pressure graph for A, vapor pressure graph for B. And this is the vapor pressure graph. The bold line is vapor pressure graph for the mixture. The vapor pressure of the mixture should be sum of the two vapor pressure. It should be sum of the two vapor pressure, but Raoult himself observed that in most of the cases the resulting vapor pressure is either greater than the sum. It comes to be either greater than the sum. It should be this bold line, but coming to be greater than the sum, termed as positive deviation. It could be less than the sum, termed as negative deviation. So the vapor pressure should be sum, that it should be this bold line, but in most of the cases it comes to be either greater than the sum, called as positive deviation, or less than the sum, termed as negative deviation. Now what is the reason for deviation? So let's begin with the reason for the deviation. What is the reason for deviation? Now remember that in liquid A there is intermolecular attraction between particle A and A. In solution A there is intermolecular attraction between particle A and A. There is intermolecular attraction between particle A and A. In case of solution B, liquid B, there is intermolecular attraction between B and B. In case of solution A, there is intermolecular attraction between A and A. In case of solution B, there is intermolecular attraction between particle B and B. Now, suppose this was the graph we were dealing with. This is component A, this is component B. In solution A, there is intermolecular attraction between particle A and A. In solution B, there is intermolecular attraction between particle B and B. Intermolecular attraction between particle A and A. There is intermolecular attraction between particle B and B in case of B. But when two are mixed together to form a mixture, then there is a intermolecular attraction. There is intermolecular attraction between A and B. The intermolecular attraction between particle A and A in case of A, intermolecular attraction between particle B and B in case of B, and now the intermolecular attraction between A and B in case of the mixture. Now what happens to this intermolecular attraction? What happens to this intermolecular attraction? So let's proceed. So I said the intermolecular attraction between particle A and A in case of A, intermolecular attraction between particle B and B in case of B, but in the mixture there is intermolecular attraction between A and B. Between A and B. Now what happens on mixing? If two components are mixed together, then what happens? If two components are mixed together, then what happens? So let us discuss the possibility when two are mixed together. So let us discuss one by one. I said in the mixture there is intermolecular attraction between particle A and B. So what happens? If two components are mixed together, A and B are mixed. If A and B are mixed, and on mixing two components, suppose if intermolecular attraction decreases, we say if intermolecular attraction it decreases, intermolecular attraction it decreases. If intermolecular attraction decreases, that is as compared to intermolecular attraction between particle A and A, and particle B and B if intermolecular attraction between particle A and B is less. If intermolecular attraction decreases on mixing, I am saying, as compared to intermolecular attraction between particle A and A, B and B, if A and B is less, then what happens? So we say that if intermolecular attraction decreases, the intermolecular attraction between the particle, if it decreases, then the particle will have greater chance to get vaporized. If intermolecular attraction between the particle decreases, then particle have greater chance to vaporize. Due to decrease in the attraction between the particle will have greater chance of vaporization. Then we say vaporization increases. Due to decrease in intermolecular attraction, the vaporization, it increases. Therefore, the vapor pressure increases on mixing two component. On mixing two component, if intermolecular attraction decreases, then particle have greater chance to vaporize, that is vaporization increases. Therefore, vapor pressure increases, hence the mixture exhibit positive deviation. So what is the reason for positive deviation? So we say reason for positive deviation is decrease in the intermolecular attraction when two components are mixed together. Decrease in intermolecular attraction when two components are mixed together. Some of the example of positive deviation. So methanol plus water is one example of positive deviation. Ethanol plus water is another example of positive deviation, and there are many other examples of positive deviation. Positive deviation. So what is the reason for positive deviation? So reason for positive deviation is decrease in intermolecular attraction. Decrease in intermolecular attraction. So if intermolecular attraction decreases, then if intermolecular attraction decreases on mixing two components, then it will exhibit positive deviation. Let's discuss the next one. We say if on mixing two components, if intermolecular attraction increases. If intermolecular attraction increases. So if intermolecular attraction increases on mixing two, that is as compared to intermolecular attraction between particle A and A, and intermolecular attraction between particle B and B, if intermolecular attraction between particle A and B is higher as compared to A and A, B and B, if A and B is higher, that is intermolecular attraction between particle A and B is higher as compared to A and A, B and B, then due to increase in the attraction, substance will have lesser tendency to vaporize. Due to increase in intermolecular attraction, the substance will have lesser tendency to vaporize, that is vaporization decreases. Vaporization decreases. Therefore, vapor pressure of the mixture will decrease. Due to increase in intermolecular attraction, the vaporization decreases. Therefore, vapor pressure of the mixture decreases, hence mixture exhibit negative deviation. The mixture will exhibit negative deviation. Mixture will exhibit negative deviation. It will exhibit negative deviation. So what is the reason behind negative deviation? The reason behind negative deviation is increase in intermolecular attraction. Some of the example of negative deviation are nitric acid plus water, sulfuric acid plus water, hydrochloric acid plus water. These are the example of negative deviation. They are the example of negative deviation. The example of negative deviation. Now let us again rediscuss the graphical representation. The graphical representation, I said that vapor pressure of the mixture should be sum of the two vapor pressure. The vapor pressure of the mixture should be sum of the two vapor pressure. The vapor pressure of the mixture should be sum of the two vapor pressure, this bold line. But in fact, in most of the cases, the resulting vapor pressure comes to be either greater than the sum called as positive deviation, it comes to be less than the sum termed as negative deviation. And what is the reason for positive deviation? So I didn't say earlier, now I can say that positive deviation is due to decrease in the intermolecular attraction. The positive deviation is due to decrease in intermolecular attraction, whereas negative deviation is due to increase in intermolecular attraction. So whatever deviation is exhibited, this exhibition is due to decrease in the intermolecular attraction. If intermolecular attraction decreases, then positive deviation get exhibited. If intermolecular attraction increases, then negative deviation gets exhibited. So the reason for deviation is the change in intermolecular attraction when two components are mixed together. So if two components are mixed together, then the intermolecular attraction may either increase, it may either decrease, and it results in the deviation from the Raoult's law. Now there could be the third possibility. So let us discuss the third possibility. First possibility was on adding two component, intermolecular attraction increases. Second possibility is on mixing two component, intermolecular attraction decreases. Now the third possibility is when two components are mixed together, there may not be any change in the intermolecular attraction. The intermolecular attraction may not change on mixing two. So now we are discussing the third condition. We say that if intermolecular attraction remains unchanged, if intermolecular attraction on mixing two component remains unchanged, means on as compared to intermolecular attraction between particle A and particle B and B, if intermolecular attraction between particle A and B is same, if intermolecular attraction of A and A, B and B, and between A and B is same, that is on mixing two component, if intermolecular attraction do not undergo the change, if on mixing two component the intermolecular attraction does not undergo the change, then what happens? So we say if there is no change in the intermolecular attraction, then vaporization of the mixture remains unchanged. If on mixing two component, the intermolecular attraction does not undergo the change, then vaporization remains unchanged. Hence, the vapor pressure of the mixture would be sum of the two vapor pressure. Vapor pressure of the mixture would be sum of the two vapor pressures. The vapor pressure of mixture would be sum. That is, Raoult's law would be followed. So what would be the reason for the Raoult's law? So we say the reason for Raoult's law is what Raoult says, if two mixtures are mixed together, then vapor pressure of the mixture would be sum of the two vapor pressure. When it will happen? It will happen only when on mixing two component the intermolecular attraction remains unchanged, that is as compared to A and A, B and B, A and B would be same. Therefore, vaporization of the mixture remains unchanged. The vapor pressure of the mixture would be the sum Hence, Raoult's law would be obeyed. That is, vapor pressure of the mixture would be sum of the two vapor pressure. Vapor pressure of the mixture would be sum of the two vapor pressure only when on mixing two component, the intermolecular attraction remains unchanged. The intermolecular attraction remains unchanged.